Welcome back. Episode 53. It's the Pod Deep. We got the crew in the house. Said the Notorious RD, Ant, myself. Let's kick this off with the question of the day, Said.
Question of the day. This one, y'all gonna have to think a little bit about. So I'll ask it a couple of times. All right. Yeah, new president is gonna pass a law. But he put the vote to the people. He is proposing that no matter what job you do in the world, in the United States, you make the same exact amount of money. So no matter what job you got, everybody makes the same amount of money. You have the final vote on it. You vote yes, or you can vote no, and it passes as the law of the land. What I want y'all to do is, what would you vote? And tell me why you would vote that way. Everybody got the question?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Can I go first?
You can go first, Ant.
No. I'm voting no, against it. That's no. I don't believe every job is equal. Some jobs you're going to get more money because you're making more money. So if I'm over here doing a job, bringing in more money, and someone, let's just say, taking the trash out every day, making the same amount of money, I don't think that's right. So I must say keep it the way it is, where you get paid for the work that you do, you get paid for the school that you went to, got the degree you got, and the experience you got. You get paid for that accordingly.
Okay.
Quick question, Said. What was the amount that everybody make? It hasn't been determined yet?
Don't matter. Yep, don't matter. But everybody makes the same amount of money, no matter what it is.
Yeah. I'll vote against it. At my age. It'd be different if I was like 18 or 20. I would be in favor of something like that. But at this age, I put my stripes in, and we ain't about to make the same. We don't do the same. It's people with different responsibilities, more responsibilities. They should be paid the big bucks versus the people that just barely, a greeter at Walmart or wherever. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be paid the same. We got different responsibilities. So that's a no for me.
So you would have been okay with getting paid at 18, knowing that was going to be the same pay you was going to be making when you 40?
Well, see, it's only for a 4-year term, and it's only for a 4-year term. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's what the Cubans go through, right? That's why they was leaving the country. But if it's a nice amount of money, 100,000 at 18,
everybody makes the same amount of money though.
Yeah, you would know no better. When you would know no better.
It's only for 4 years?
No.
Oh, it's forever. Okay.
It's the law of the land.
Rodney,
what's your
no
thought?
for me.
It's a no for you.
Yeah, no for me.
You would think if everybody makes the same amount of money, it takes away classism.
Yep.
Everyone's on an equal playing field. I think on one hand that could solve a lot of our ills as human beings. As far as the economic side, if everyone's making the same amount of money, what does that mean for the economy? And that's not a question that's not an answer that I have offhand. But I get what you all are saying about, if you're a brain surgeon and, a brain surgeon making the same as, someone working at McDonald's. On the surface, that don't seem fair. Based on the fact you got to go through, 8-10 years of schooling to be a doctor, and then you just go and fill out an application and work at McDonald's. So, man, I'll say I'm gonna say yes. Fuck it, I'll vote for it.
What
I'll
about
I knew you was gonna vote for it.
so? You guys, the no voters, do you think if no matter what job you did, do you think that people would pick the jobs that they would love to do? And wouldn't that make the job? Do you think people would pick the job that they would love to do? Would that
Okay.
stop a doctor who wanted to be a doctor? Would the pay stop him from being a doctor?
That changes things now. You know what I'm saying? Because if you could just go off of your instincts and out of your heart of I just want to be a fisherman or whatever. You don't have to think big like that. But you would make, let's say everybody made $200,000 a year. Yeah, I would do that. I would do that.
Hold on, you can't
What if it's
specify the amount
50,000?
because that ain't the question.
Okay.
Right.
That ain't the question. But what you start saying?
I think the issue would be not that everybody would be doing what they love, but who would be doing the stuff that don't nobody want to do? Who would be the toilet cleaners in the building? I'm be like, in the
same
case like,
people that are toilet cleaners now.
what I'm just saying is, when said
If you
was
need a
like,
job,
well, he said if you're doing what you wouldn't that promote people more doing what they love? It'd be harder for the people to be like, well, I can do something else. I don't need to clean toilets per se, or pick up trash, or doing something, being in the hot sun, making the roads. I don't want to do this.
but you making the same money doing that too, though.
Right.
Yeah, you could job hop. It will do it. It would allow you to job hop. You wouldn't miss
Yeah, I don't
anything.
think it'll allow you. And I ain't picking nothing, but I'm just kind of want y'all to think about it. I'm trying to think out loud with it. Yeah, I don't think if you can go out and do whatever you wanted to do, you didn't have to worry about the money about doing it because everybody's doing the same and making the same. You don't think that would put you? You don't think you would go out and do the best, whatever you want to do, because it's your love, it's your passion?
Yeah, I could see that because I could see that because one thing about trying to do something new is you don't know if you'll be good at it, and it may not bring the income that you currently make right now or that you dream that you'll be making. I could see that. I didn't look at it like that. I guess I was looking using my current income versus a person that would be underneath me and we making the same. I was looking at it strictly with that aspect versus like, this would change different things. I would be aiming for something that's probably less stressful or something like that, something towards my passion.
Okay. So when I thought about it, I thought, yeah, I thought about it long and hard. And I was like, man, it's two, and like Rodney, there's really two schools of thought on it. There's a thought but what I landed on we need classism is what I think. I think we need levels of class. I mean, who wants to clean toilets? Who wants to run the country? I think the people who are going to do it are going to do it anyway. But I do think there's a way that your class should matter, and it's more like a internal feeling for me. I don't really have like the hard data behind it or anything like that, but I just like class is class, and I think the class. I'm trying to say, class makes a difference. I believe. I really do at the end of the day. So I don't know.
agree.
I'm gonna give y'all one that was kind of thought provoking a little bit.
Oh, that was definitely thought provoking. Gotta get that's a good one.
So you got three no's and one yes.
We got
3 no's and 1 yes.
3 no's, 1 yes.
Stand alone.
So
But it's
I
good. He made a good point.
I do think right now it sounds like a great idea. It's kind of like saying take money out the world. Will it make things easier? But I think when put in that situation, you'll start to notice a whole bigger problem occurring.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I said
What problem would that be?
again, doing the work, the it's 2 degrees outside. Who gonna go out there and shovel and do the snow plow to clean the streets? I don't feel like getting up doing that. And if
So
I don't, I'll just go get me another job. Make the same amount of money
so why do people take those jobs?
for the money.
No. You take a toilet cleaning job for the money?
Yeah. At the time, that's what you can get based off of whatever
Right.
experience in school you got. People ain't talking about I grew up wanting to do that. No. You take the
So
money
what
with it could be a kid. Like I said, it could be a kid, 16-year-old doing that. Hey, I'm trying to get some money to get some J's or something. Who knows? I'm just saying those people are doing it for just the money, not for the love. They may be doing it for a temporary time to where they can try to get something better later, but they doing it for the money, to pay the
but
bills,
to,
to get
but
the
to
stuff that
me,
they want.
what changes? Because if you still got to be qualified to get the higher position, a doctor, a lawyer, you still got to be qualified.
I didn't look at that part.
So if I'm not qualified to get that, but you know what? I can make the same amount of money fucking cleaning toilets or taking out trash until I do get my game up, and then I can get into whatever. I mean, I'm still gonna get paid about the same amount of money, but in a few years, maybe I'll get into something that I really want to do, to where I'm not working as hard for the same money.
I think the biggest problem that we would have would be like your fire department, your firefighters and police officers. I think
Life threatening stuff. Yeah.
I think we would have a big problem for that. Because we all get the same, but do everybody get bonuses? You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think they got anything to do with it. It's more like when you were little, you wanted to be a policeman. If you were little, you wanted to be a fireman. It becomes a job. The job becomes a job, not the title or not the money becomes a job. I think of one way that I think how it will work if we took all government assistance out of everything. Unemployment, government assistance, we take all that away because you can get any job in America and make the exact same money. But only way, in my opinion, only way it would work if we take away all government assistance, all everything. And it may work in a perfect world, but
Yeah.
Question of the day, boys.
That's a good one, Sid.
Just a little side note. Do you think the government assistance, welfare, and all that hurt the economy?
I do. It makes people, and the reason why I do, because my wife works in a field where it has become almost expected for some families, some people. They don't want to do anything. They want to live off the government, and I've seen this firsthand from what my wife does. So that's the bad thing about it.
Okay.
Well, fellas, we had a fight here in Arlington, Texas. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. What are your thoughts? I'm coming with you, Sid. What's your thought on the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight?
Like, I think I told y'all what was gonna happen to Mike Tyson. I think I've been telling everybody what's gonna happen to Mike Tyson. 27-year-old and a 58-year-old doing the same thing. It ain't gonna never come out well for the older person. It just ain't. So I thought, by the way, and I was Mike fooled everybody because I ran into so many bets. Like people just wanted to bet it. They was really serious thinking, and I'm like, what's going on? What the fuck? What's going on? People were betting them. Was y'all betting them?
What that mean?
Because I was taking that bet all night.
Hook me up?
Nah,
You hooked me up with his sister?
nah. I ain't gonna lie to you. People had the videos he had when they first announced it, and the old mic in their head. That's what people was doing it with their heart, not their head. See, you know how it is. People was emotional. They got to see Iron Mike, and they wanted to see him knock that white boy out. And you know it, and I know it. Ain't nothing more satisfying than to see that happen. So that's why you got all them sucker bets.
Sucker bets, left and right.
What about
'Cause
you,
like
Rob? Go ahead. I'm sorry. What you saying?
I was just gonna say, I ain't gonna lie. I thought Mike would win more so because he was a professional and would know how to box to an amateur. But once I seen him walk down the aisle, all that was out the window. I like, this man barely gonna be able to move.
What's your thought, Rob?
It's exactly. I didn't think it would be a real fight, and it wasn't. It's amazing how Tyson has this kind of allure to people to where they can buy into his. Like he's the biggest fraud inside the boxing ring in the last 30 years. I mean,
Money
think about it.
Mayweather.
No, he's the biggest fraud because you talk about he eat your kids, he'll step on your testicles, he'll do all this crazy shit. But what happens? He gets in the ring, he gets his ass whooped, he quits on the stool. I mean, he this is 30 years worth of data that we're looking at. But people will trick themselves into believing that he gonna turn back the clock at 58, and then they see these little 5-second clips of him, doing all this shit, and then they be
That's
like,
about
"Oh
all you
man!"
seen in that fight.
And then they're like 5-second clips because he's 58. If you do a whole fucking minute clip, you gonna see that nigga with his gloves on his motherfucking hips, breathing hard. Like he's 58. He hasn't been shit since 90. When did Holyfield knock him out? 96. He hasn't been shit since 96. Theoretically, he ain't been shit since 90 when Buster knocked him out.
Since
But
he
he
went to
did get-
prison.
No, before that, when Buster Douglas knocked him out, he pretty much wasn't the same after that. He did get a couple of wins against Frank Bruno and a couple of Razor Ruddock after that, but he literally was done at that point. So, saying all that, I was not surprised to see what happened. I think him and Jake Paul had a gentleman's agreement that he wouldn't get on his ass for real in that fight because he had opportunities, but he just laid back and just let the fight go 8 rounds. So,
You think he showed mercy on him?
Yeah.
I think they had a gentleman's agreement that he wasn't going to get on a 58-year-old's ass.
Yes.
Like, let's get this money. Let's we've already conned the people into tuning in and getting this much. So let's just, do our thing. You get a couple headshots. I give him that. It was more of a fight than the exhibition between Mike and Roy, where they were just hitting each other in the body. So there was some headshots, but all in all, it wasn't a real fight because in a real fight, Mike Tyson would have been stopped.
Agreed.
You know what I thought the funniest thing was? Did y'all hear Roy Jones talking about it? He was dogging Mike like Mike didn't have no chance in there. Did you actually listen to Roy Jones when he was talking through the fight?
I heard him. I didn't actually hear him when he was commentating on the fight, but I did hear, but that's he changed his tune because the way he was talking before the fight, he was saying Jake Paul didn't have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Is what Roy Jones was saying at first.
And then he saw him in the ring.
Right. When he came down, he looked like he was about 300 pounds.
Yeah, I was at the fight. I didn't want to go. My wife got tickets at the last minute, and I got real excited about it. And overall, it was a great atmosphere. I could check that off the bucket list. So I got the chance to watch a Mike Tyson fight. but he wasn't the Tyson of old. When he came out, I mean, that place went crazy. I mean, they was cheering for Tyson, but he looked scared to me. He looked scared walking to the ring. His balance was off. As Jake Paul was circling around and doing lateral movement, his balance was completely off, and his mechanics was off. I first, from what we were viewing, I thought maybe he had partials in his mouth, and his mouthpiece kept coming out. I later found out he was biting on his glove, and I'm like, what's wrong with him? Like it's almost as if he was suffering from PTSD in the ring and stuff. Talking about. And they interviewed him afterwards. He said that's a habit of his. I'm like, man, I ain't never seen you do that in the ring. Ever in not one fight. I don't ever remember seeing him bite the thumb of his glove and stuff.
Yeah, the commentator, whatever that dude's name was, he was him and they didn't get into an argument, but they were going back and forth. Because Roy pointed that out, like, why is he biting on his glove? Like he never done that. Then the commentator was like, no, I've seen Mike do that in previous fights. And Roy's pretty much like, I ain't seen him do that shit before.
Never ever. And see, that's what made me say that's either trauma or he's having a hard time following the script because he sees an opening. And what I mean by that is those 5-minute clips you talk about with him, Rodney, you can see his hand speed. It's like, oh, Mike don't look bad. You never saw any of that in the first round. You know what I'm saying? It's only 2 minutes of an 8-round fight. So I'm like, he ain't got nothing. I mean, he really didn't have anything. But in those clips, Bob, he had no kind of energy like that whatsoever. And I was just like, oh, okay. I was glad that Jake Paul didn't turn into Larry Holmes on him. You know what I'm saying? And do him dirty. He gave him a gentleman beating and showed mercy. But overall, it was a good entertaining event. It wasn't a real deal.
I mean, the 2 fights before that made it worthwhile.
The Serrano fight, that referee needs to be suspended. That girl was headbutting and Katie Taylor kept on headbutting and stuff like that. I did not like that. Like, stop looking at her without taking a point. You got to take more points for that,
Just to wrap this question up, I just want to ask everybody, who thought he had a chance? Did anybody think he had a chance?
I didn't trust him.
No.
Yeah, I didn't trust him.
He's the biggest fraud in boxing.
I didn't trust him. I thought he was going to do a dive. I thought he was going to do a dive, so I ain't trust him for that.
I don't know what he like outside that ring, but inside the ring, he has been an underachiever for 30 years.
Yeah, I ain't arguing with you on that.
Underachiever.
He's been an underachiever. What has he done? Who has he beat? I'm not even, last fight, this weekend's fight notwithstanding, just go back and think, who has Mike Tyson, who did he beat after he got knocked out?
His last big person that he beat that he probably shouldn't have beat was Razor Ruddock. Razor Ruddock was a two-handed.
But that was before he fought Holyfield, right?
Yeah, that was before he fought Holyfield. That was right after the comeback of Buster Douglas knocking him out.
Right.
That's before he went to jail.
Right. That's before he went to jail. That's before they was about to had a fight with him and Holyfield.
Yeah, but after that,
but I'm saying after Holyfield knocked him out in '96, who did he beat?
Nobody.
Absolutely nobody. He lost to white boys we never heard of. He quit on his stool. Like, what? So that's what puzzles me. Like, why does he continue to have this allure with people when he hasn't been that person that they think he is? He hasn't been that person since '89.
But he never was that person, right? Like, he never had to beat nobody for you to be, he's that guy. He never had that opponent.
He was the baddest man on the planet at one time.
How?
And
How?
Because he came along at the right time and he gave there was no good heavyweights during the time that he came, and he gave the people what they want. First round knockouts. And, you know, he was exciting.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he was fighting bums. He was fighting bums.
I know
that.
I don't know if his place in boxing history. I don't know about that. But what people were betting on is he just gonna be violent. They don't care that he was ain't considered a great boxer, or if he was a great boxer. They just knew what they saw, that he could knock people out. I don't know.
No, but that's the thing. He hasn't done that. He wasn't doing that when he was an active boxer. So why would he do it 30 years removed?
I agree.
Now, listen, I would say this. When it came to the exhibition of Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson, I was really shocked at that. I thought Roy Jones would dominate that exhibition. I didn't think Mike Tyson would be faster than Roy Jones. I didn't think he would be quicker than Roy Jones. But he absolutely dominated that exhibition. And that really shocked me and surprised me. And it showed me he liked Roy Jones more than I thought, because he could have easily knocked Roy Jones out. Even though Roy Jones is not
but they couldn't hit each other in the head.
Yeah, but see, I didn't know that part either. But I didn't know he was quicker than Roy Jones. Just my whole them being in their prime, I always thought Roy Jones was quicker than Mike Tyson. I always thought he was faster than Mike Tyson. But they were both in their 50s.
I get it, but I still think Roy would have beat him. If he'd have fought him when they were supposed to fight, I still think he would have beat him.
Nah, I don't. He showed me in that ring at his later years, because you can't imitate speed. You either got it or you don't.
No, but you remember when they were supposed to fight, though.
I remember.
It was right after the Ruiz fight.
I would agree with you. I was in agreement to think that Roy Jones would beat him. That exhibition proved to me he couldn't beat him then, because that Mike Tyson was way better than the version that we got to see.
Nah,
that's what I'm saying.
I disagree.
Okay, no problem. We can go to the next question. Jay, you on? This was aimed for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Is Jon Jones the greatest UFC fighter of all time?
Yeah, by far. He's going on set. This is his 16th year, going on 17th year. He's fought through, somebody said, 3 generations.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably true. He started back in the Spike days. He's finished a whole division. He can beat anybody in the light heavyweight, which is the 205 division. He can beat anybody right now in heavyweight. He's technically undefeated. He is the GOAT. 15 title defenses across 2 weight divisions, undefeated, 16 years in the game, going on 17 years. There's nobody who can beat him. Yeah,
why is he not celebrated? Why is he not celebrated? Why is he not marketed as that, just that, the greatest of all time?
Dana White calls him the greatest of all time. He is celebrated. His issue is he took 2 or 3 years off to make this move up to heavyweight to get his body right. And of course, he's been in trouble a lot. Different cases outside the ring. So he hasn't been consistent.
Okay.
But yeah, he is. He's celebrated. He's on people's list. Some people will say GSP is the GOAT. Somebody might say Anderson Silva. But if you look at the stats, 15 title defenses, 16 years, undefeated, cleared out a weight division. A couple times he cleared out the 205 division. There's one guy left in heavyweight. He basically cleared out heavyweight. One guy left to fight in heavyweight.
Who is that?
His name is Aspinall. He's the interim champion. So they probably will fight next. But John he has a good chance of beating him. And then he could probably go down to 205 and be the 205 champion. And yeah, to answer the question, yeah, he's the GOAT.
Okay. What about you, Sid? What's your thoughts?
I'm not a huge UFC, just like I don't know a lot of the history, but Jon Jones, I would consider him the GOAT because he's the one that introduced me to it. He's the reason I started watching UFC. I heard about him, and that's the reason I started watching UFC. I want to see him fight. And so with my little knowledge of the sport, for me, he seemed like he fought everybody, beat everybody he could. And I would definitely think he was a GOAT.
Okay. What about you, Ant? Jon Jones, the greatest of all time?
Yes, I'm not a big UFC guy, but just knowing every time he get in the ring, it's a no doubt he wins. My
Mhm.
question is, I don't even know who's number two. Can someone help me with who would be number two behind him?
my choice would be Anderson Silva. What you say, Jay?
It's probably GSP.
Mhm.
Or a tie between GSP and Anderson Silva. George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre was in his time, he was dominant.
But he did get beat in his prime.
Yeah, but there's nobody who beat him. He didn't come back and beat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, GSP is dangerous. GSP could probably come back now and still compete.
So for my little knowledge, just to know, I don't think I've seen anyone beat him in the ring.
No.
Then he's the great.
No, he's not undefeated. He has a disqualification loss.
Right.
No one never knocked him out or won the rounds or made him tap out. No one never really beat him. A DQ is a little different, but technicality. So yeah, he's the GOAT for me.
Sorry, the DQ that he lost by, that rule just got thrown out. It's not even a rule anymore. Mm-hmm. He lost because of how he was throwing elbows. He was throwing elbows straight up and down. Back then you couldn't do that. Now you can do that. So there's actually talk of overturning that DQ and just making it a no contest. Technically, he's undefeated.
I thought the guy had his hand on the mat. Was it a kick? I thought it was a kick. Maybe I was wrong. Okay.
It's the elbows coming straight down.
Okay.
They're called 12 to 6, like on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
12 p.m. down to 6 o'clock, going straight down. You used to couldn't do that. Now you can. So that's why I got disqualified.
Okay. What about you, Rod? Jon Jones, the greatest of all time to you?
I don't know shit about him. I mean, I'm being straight up. I don't know shit about Jon Jones. I've heard the name, but I've never watched. I don't think I've ever really watched a fight. Like the only person that I really could fucking really hang my hat on is Anderson Silva. Like that's the motherfucker who I saw. Like I used to make fun of UFC. Like, man, these niggas is gay. They on the ground grappling and shit. Mm-hmm. But I saw Anderson Silva, and I'm like, oh shit, like, because he didn't even look like shit. I remember like he looked flabby and sick. Mm-hmm. But that motherfucker he was the shit. So he the one that actually got me to where I could look at it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he would be the greatest of all time for me.
So
I don't know nothing about Jon Jones.
I was the same way. I gravitated towards the UFC, but it was Anderson Silva that held my interest. And to me, Jon Jones has surpassed that. He could do everything Anderson Silva do and do it better, going up and down in weight. And Anderson Silva didn't even want to get in the ring with Jon Jones. That's how bad Jon Jones is. So my answer, yeah, he is the greatest of all time, hands down. Now this next question, y'all, it goes back a couple of weeks ago. The Anthony Richardson tapping out on his helmet to come out the game. To y'all, is this big deal or not a big deal? I'm gonna come with you, Rod. What's your answer on that? We saw it happen a couple of weeks ago. The coach benched him. It was all over sports talk radio and podcasts and ESPN and Fox, stuff like that. You know, is it a big deal or not a big deal to you?
But I didn't. He didn't get benched because of that, though.
That's what they didn't say. That's what it was.
He got benched because he was playing like ass. I don't think he got benched because of that. Is it a big deal? In the locker room, I think it would be. When you see the guy who's supposed to be your leader, when you see him tapping out, I would look at him a little funny, like, damn, what's up with this nigga? So it would be something for me in the locker room.
What about you, Ant? Big deal or not a big deal?
I kind of agree with Rodney. I don't think the benching was because he tapped out. I think it may have been the last straw, but I think they benched him because he was horrible. He was playing horrible. And they had to be like, I think they knew it was going to be like 2 games and then get him back in there like a reality check. But like Rodney said, I believe it was because he was playing horrible and not the tapping out. I think was just the excuse that they can sell to the public. That's why we gonna bench him. But the fact of the matter is, he was horrible. He probably was the worst, if not the worst, one of the bottom 5 quarterbacks in the league at the time.
Okay. What about you, Sid? Big deal or not a big deal?
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. The whole tap out situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was a big deal at all. Coming from the quarterback, that's strange because you can control the flow of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's just probably a rookie. He probably didn't, don't understand that piece to the game. But so I don't think that was an issue. The issue was, what are they going to do with him now? They tried to come in with Flacco. Flacco did what Flacco do, and now they're back with him this week, and he actually looked good this week.
Mm-hmm. Got a win today.
Did they give up on him too early?
But it's sitting him down
with him? Huh?
It's sitting him down for a week. Is that given? That's not giving up to me. Like, I think I don't think the way people perceive, like, if you bench a person, his confidence is shot. He can never come back from that. It's like, it happens. Sometimes you ain't playing well, you get sat down, but that don't mean you tap out. He's just like, I don't think they gave up on him. They just like, hey, you playing like ass right now. We gonna, you gonna take a seat and watch Joe do it for a couple of weeks, and just stay ready.
So you don't think they gave up on him?
No.
Do you think they need to? Do you think they need to bench Caleb Williams?
No. They have nothing. They have nothing behind them.
Hold on. What you mean they have nothing?
Well, I'm just saying what Rodney said holds true for Indianapolis. The same exact thing can be said for Chicago and Caleb Williams. A high draft pick.
I think Joe Flacco is better. Joe Flacco I think he's better than Chicago's backup quarterback. You disagree?
It ain't even about the backup. It's just about benching him. Like, you're not cutting right now.
It is. But if you're not cutting it, and I don't have anybody that can even do half as good a job as you're doing right now, then I gotta stay with you. But if I got Joe Flacco, yeah, he's not going. He's been in the league 20 years. He's won a Super Bowl. He's a competent quarterback with limitations. But he can get me through a couple of games. That guy from Chicago, like, I don't think they really have an option but to play Caleb. Let him work his way through it.
Okay. For me, I didn't think it was a big deal. I think I think his coach should get on him about the appearance and the perception that it gives off to your teammates. He said that he was tired. And all he did was step back and took a run and stuff like that. I think he was actually frustrated. He wasn't playing good that particular game. I don't necessarily agree with them benching him because he wasn't playing good. What's keeping him out? How is that going to help him by not letting him play 2 games and then you put him back in there and expect him to get it right? I think it came down to coaching for him. The development. You see in the NFL that a lot of these quarterbacks, rookies, second-year guys, a lot of them are struggling, and it's coming down to offensive coordinators and all this other stuff, And I think Chicago's situation with Caleb Williams, they probably should have set him down, then let him come mid-season, vice versa. But now you got him in a situation where he just got to fight through it. Hopefully he comes out on the winning side of it. But
wait a minute. You say they should have sat him down.
I think I personally thought Caleb Williams, the way he was being developed, they needed to put somebody else in front of him to give him that chance of seeing how the game fast and slow down, just giving him that development chance.
What's the difference? What's the difference between that situation and Indy? Like you say, they shouldn't have benched him in Indy, but why?
The difference is you saying that benching him is because he was playing horrible. So you let 2 games go by, now you throw him back in there. You think that's going to make everything better? Nah, if you're going to roll with him, you keep him out there. If you're not going to roll with him, you take his ass out. But when they put Flacco in there, they saw what they was getting with Flacco. So now they roll right back with him.
But still, you say they should have benched. They probably should have benched Caleb. So how? I don't get it. Why would they bench
Chicago has a more loaded team than Indianapolis. The ceiling for Caleb was a lot higher than it was for Anthony Richardson. So
I get all that, but you're saying in one instance that you can't bench a guy and come back to him a couple games later and expect him to get it right. So how can you bench Caleb Williams for a couple of games and expect him to come back and get it right?
So if you benching him because he playing shitty, you bench him, you give him 2 games, and then you just put it back in about a third week. What did you expect it to happen in between them 2 times, in between those two weeks that pass?
I'll leave it alone because I think you're arguing against your own point, but
that was my point. My point is I don't believe that was why they benched him, because he was playing horrible. That's my point.
No, I'm saying you're saying they shouldn't have benched Anthony Richardson, and then you turn around and say they should have benched Caleb Williams.
No, I said they shouldn't have benched him if that's what they were feeling. If you felt he was playing horrible, why would you bench him and let 2 weeks go by? Then the 3rd week, ain't nothing really gonna change.
So why would you bench Caleb Williams?
You would bench him because you were trying to get development from him. He's out there struggling.
Not because he was playing bad.
He was up and down. He got some games he won. He got some games he lost with no backup. So you either gonna you're gonna roll the dice or you're gonna stay with it. That's how I see it.
Okay.
You're both wrong. You bench him for 2 weeks and you coach him. You don't just bench him. You coaching him. You're trying to get him to correct his mistakes, and then you put him back in and see if it works, and then you go from there.
Okay. So so what you do in the situation with Caleb Williams?
You bench him.
The team is on his shoulder.
He's
not playing good.
They have a good potential second string guy that may turn out to be better. So you bench him, or you let him finish the season, or bench him or let him finish. It doesn't really matter. But they do have a good second string prospect that may turn out to be somebody.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Tyson Bagent.
Yeah, Tyson Bagent.
Please.
Yeah. Tyson Bagent, he'll be okay.
He got the offensive coordinator fired, man.
Ain't his name Tyler?
Tyler Bagent. Tyler Bagent, right?
Yeah,
Tyson. I'm saying Tyson.
Where you come from?
That nigga can't be good.
It's Tyson.
If you can't get it, his name Tyson?
Tyson Bagent.
Well, only thing that we say, all these quarterbacks are different. Some can take a benching mentally, some can't.
Mm-hmm.
Who not? Right? Like, I think every individual is different. You can't coach them all the same. It ain't cookie cutter.
Yeah.
They felt.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
I think they felt that Richardson can handle being benched and then come back from it. Again, with Caleb, he the number 1 pick. He was that prima donna coming in. Benching may have crushed him. So they got to just stick with him. I don't know. I mean, I'm saying everybody's different. You don't know how, and they got too much money invested to mess up his confidence after the first year. Like the boy in Carolina. I don't know what's going on in his whole head, but They benched him. He come back. He's
Yeah.
playing better.
Yeah.
So I mean, a couple of cases the bench worked,
Yeah.
but we don't know that if that works for everybody.
Good point. Good point.
When you have an option at second as your backup, that allows you to be able to sit your quarterback down. And Chicago, I don't give a fuck what y'all say, they ain't got that.
They didn't have it in Indy either. I mean, truth be told, Flacco is a dead-end quarterback that's 40 years old, that's over the hill. In Carolina, the Red Rocket been through.
Andy Dalton.
He been done.
If
So I'm saying it's like
if Andy Dalton would have had that, if he wouldn't have had that car accident, he'd still be starting.
Hey, if Caleb is horrible and you have this Tyson Bagent guy, most prolific Division II player, one of the best Division II players ever, with all these crazy stats, and Caleb is horrible. You have teammates and people's fathers are teammates saying bench him. You wouldn't bench him just to see what you have in this other guy?
No, because it's all about reputation of the front office. That's really what it's about. Nobody wants to give up on somebody they spent so much money on. Nobody wants to do it. So
I think what he's saying is
logical decision. Not the how your job and all that stuff. Just logically, you wouldn't.
It's above common sense. They traded away Fields, and they put all their eggs in Caleb basket. So no matter what, they gonna stick with this. Otherwise, they'd be like, y'all was dumb.
But you're right, Jared. Logically, it makes sense. What you're saying makes absolute sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, Jared. The guy you talking about, has he played this year?
No.
You probably seen him on Hard Knocks. He was on Hard Knocks.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not played. He's only played a couple of. He played a couple of games last year when Justin Fields got hurt.
Okay, but he hasn't played this year.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Yeah. I don't know what you would get in that situation. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We can move on. Next topic. Let's do the NFL picks this week.
All right, NFL picks. I'll run it. NFL picks this week. So as of right now, Hot Rod is in first this week, followed by me, and then Squeak picking up the rear. Rodney made a couple of stellar picks.
Rob been in the lab for the last few weeks. He ain't playing no game.
He made a couple of lucky picks, but he made a couple of. All right. So
I don't know what my shit got to be categorized as like.
Hold on.
No, I'm giving you your credit, dog. You own it. I'm gonna have to follow you.
The entertainer, he threw out luck.
All right. What make you go with the Colts over the Jets? What was the thinking behind that?
Let me pull up this shit, man. Give y'all a peek behind the curtain.
I just knew Aaron.
Everybody picked the Jets except for Rod.
Yeah.
Yep. Rod picked the Colts.
So first we gotta double back to last week when I clipped your boy in the top left hand corner there when he was talking big. You know, I didn't I lay the scenario out for him?
You did. I told you.
I laid out exactly how it was going to play out, and that's how it played out. The only surprising thing was you picked with the Rams. I was surprised by that. So with the Colts,
me or Hughes?
You picked the Rams right along with everybody else.
I thought you swerped him, and he was going to take the other team.
You knew he had to take the Rams because you knew Said was going to take the Rams, and Said was one game behind him, so he couldn't stand the chance of picking Miami.
Man,
When the Rams are the favorite, So he got to pick the Rams. I told you. I laid it out for you. And that's why I was with the Dolphins.
Outthink himself and be like,
I
I
walked
got
away
you.
like Larry Bird with my finger in the air. Anyway, let's get back to so this week, the Colts pick was a lucky pick. I'm not gonna even hold y'all because I picked the Colts. I make my picks on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and I don't change them unless somebody get hurt because that's how you fuck yourself up going back.
Right.
I agree.
But today, ain't no way in the fuck Anthony Richardson gonna go on the road and win. So I went back and looked at all the Colts games. I'm like, they only won one game on the road, and who was the quarterback? Joe Flacco. The only games Anthony Richardson has won has been at home. So I'm like, ain't no way in the fuck Indianapolis is winning. I'm going with the Jets, and I never changed it. So I picked them.
Okay, I got you.
I picked them on Tuesday, but I told myself I was gonna change it, and I never did. So maybe that's a little bit of luck, but everything else is just me crunching them numbers.
Hold on. The other one upset. The other upset you got.
Seattle.
You had them Seahawks going into San Francisco.
I'm trying to. I had a prop. Damn, I don't even got it no more. I saw Ant the other day, a couple weeks ago. I had a box in my hand, and I pulled the lid on that motherfucker.
I remember.
That window shutting for the Niners. Look, the Niners, they're no better than Seattle. Everybody want to say it. They got all this talent. I don't see it, especially on defense. It ain't their own. I mean, I know they still got Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, and all that shit, but they're not playing like it. They're playing like another. They ain't playing no better than the Seahawks. So I'm like, fuck it. Gino gonna go in there and get it.
I did not see that coming.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Rod. Any other team but the Niners, I may have, based off of the first time they played, they had the Niners. And Gino threw that pick late. Division games are always tough. And the Niners they've been janky all year, to be honest. Kittles went down. That's when I start getting nervous. When they said Kittles wasn't gonna play, he's more effective even in the run game. He blocks better for them in the run game, and he's been catching the ball. I knew we was in trouble when Kittles got hurt. But I ain't never gonna pick against him.
And see, that's the one thing. That's the one thing I like. What you said. Y'all got teams.
Pick against them Rams.
Y'all got teams.
Pick against them.
I will pick them, but if it's close, you know I'm going. If it's close, you know where I'm going. It's
gonna have to be a slam dunk for you to pick against the Rams.
It is. It really is. All right, Hughes, you've been telling us all year.
I was trying to line all y'all up. Rodney talked that shit, but he wouldn't put no money up on it. I was trying to line all y'all up.
What you talking about? I won $10.
Yeah, he went with Russ. He was with Russ.
But he was talking shit about Russ all year. This is the time you're supposed to go against him.
Now, he's more against Baltimore. He's saying Baltimore is fraud. He's saying Baltimore is the Mike Tyson of football. They frauds.
You tell me
he's been saying that for the last 3 weeks.
Here's the thing.
I know where Rodney at with his pick. I know I can almost map it out. I knew he was going to take Pittsburgh.
Here's the thing. Pittsburgh wins this one, they won't win the next one when they play Baltimore. And the same thing with Buffalo and the Chiefs. Chiefs will get the next one.
But what about this game, though? What about this game? It was 18-10, correct?
Yes.
18-10?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
With 6 field goals.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, Justin Fields had a game like that earlier this year.
When they played against Atlanta.
Against Atlanta.
Well, they didn't. Yeah. They kicked off field goals and won, but it's criticized. And now you want to pump up Russ doing the same thing. What gives?
Shit, Russ played it way better than Justin Fields played in Atlanta.
How?
Shit, because he threw two what could have been 2 touchdowns to what's the damn number 14?
Pickens.
He didn't make a play though. Russ been throwing you the ball all year. Go make the play. This is a division rival game. You got to go make that play. He threw those balls to Pickens, and Pickens didn't make it. Then Watson, the tight end, you 6'7", you let somebody 6'1" out jump your ass. You don't need to jump for the damn ball. And my man grab an interception. Nah.
Where my towel at? I'm throwing that towel in. It's over.
I was trying to take the bait all week.
You can't win with this cat. You cannot win with this cat. He gonna make an excuse any kind of way.
No, ain't no excuse.
Hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute, Hughes.
Out of his ass all season when Russ is in there, and now he don't make a play. He don't make one play.
Those were touchdowns. Right? Go ahead.
Russ almost cost him the game.
No.
In the listen. In the fourth period, anything but an interception. Anything but an interception. He was being smart with the ball, throwing it away, taking the 3. The defense saved Russ.
Listen, your tight end is 7. If this motherfucker won't jump, what can you do?
You don't
6'1" out jump.
The time and score of the game, Hughes, you don't even make that throw. Man. You don't make a 50-50 throw when you got the game won. Just by throwing it away.
Here's the difference, Rodney, in the Steelers between Justin Fields and Russ. You see at the end of the game when they was trying to get that last first down, and Justin Fields slid 2 yards short of it. You know, that's the difference. That would have been your quarterback versus having Russ. Russ wouldn't have done that. He'd have got the extra yard.
Yeah, Russ wouldn't have done that. Just like, Russ wouldn't have threw an interception in the end zone that Andrew cost the game. I'm saying is
that's your difference.
All I'm saying is be fair. Russ did not play well today. The defense won the game. Don't give me George Pickens didn't make a catch. George Pickens been making all kinds of crazy catches.
Yeah, he didn't do that. He didn't do shit today. When we needed him to.
It's okay. The defense won the game today.
The defense won this.
It's okay. Just say the defense won the game.
Let's paint this picture real clear. Did Lamar Jackson have a great game? Okay. Did what's the
Henry was bad. Henry was bad.
So who on offense had an amazing game for either team? Which offensive player had an amazing game? Wasn't this a defensive game from both teams? Then both defenses step up.
Yeah.
So the defense won the game.
It's a divisional rival game.
God, you would not say the defense won the game.
Pittsburgh defense.
You will not say it.
Them picks that they made.
Who I was rolling with, it is what it is.
Wow.
It is what it is. I'm rolling with Russ.
I put it this way. I think this just made Rodney point. He's more right than you are, Hughes.
Nah, he just
that Baltimore just really ain't that good. For real.
Baltimore's good, but they play their divisional.
They are just like the Niners. They really just ain't that good.
Nah. So their defense didn't look good to you? Baltimore defense didn't look good to you against Pittsburgh offense?
I didn't say. I said Baltimore, the team. The only difference, Baltimore's offense is better than the Niners offense.
That's a bigger indictment on Russ because Baltimore's defense has been getting carved up all season.
Listen,
and they put the clamps on his ass today.
It does not matter what you do all season. It's what you do that Sunday. That's all that matters. What you do, you don't get credit for what you did last week.
And Russell Wilson didn't do shit today.
The
defense saved the day.
Hey,
you ain't gonna shut him up until they lose to a team that you're not gonna shut up until Cincinnati beat y'all, and then you're gonna be like, "Whoa!"
Hey, well, I send you the invoice 20 on that.
So in damn Pittsburgh, this is their first division game. They only play one division. They finna go through the gauntlet.
They about to.
So
I'm
we'll
telling
see.
y'all. I'm telling y'all.
Russ will be able to show up for you, Hot Rod.
Huh?
Russ will be able to show up for you in this little run.
Hey, I'm all good. I picked Pittsburgh. I got a $10 bet. I'm good.
You good.
I
Hey, and the
just,
last
but
big
it's
one.
I just want my man just to admit it that damn Russ didn't play well today. The
He
defense
was good with me, man. I was cool with him.
It's two plays that changed the game. That fumble when old boy ripped it out the boy's hands at halftime, and then that one pick when both of them went up and somehow the DB came out with it.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't think that was a real interception. That was
crazy.
That was crazy.
So I mean, them two plays. That's without them two plays, Pittsburgh lose.
So
I don't know about that.
what about Squeak? You're the only one that took Kansas City. What's up with that?
So it was either Kansas City loses late on in the year against Buffalo, or they beat them now. So they always flip it. So this was the week that I got it wrong. I was rolling with them to try to beat the upset on Buffalo because they was playing in Buffalo. So yeah, that's all I was rolling with. I was watching the game. I was like, yeah, they don't look like my boys finna do nothing now. So I just rolled the dice.
So what was you all's reasons behind picking Buffalo?
Well, you heard it here first. Kansas City about to lose, including this one, 3 out of the next 4. They about to go on a semi-losing streak. So they're gonna lose 2 or 3 more games in the next few weeks. Don't matter.
Okay.
It don't matter. I'm just saying they're gonna lose about 2 or 3 more games. That's gonna be like, what? How are they losing to them? They Kansas City. That's just my belief. I picked Buffalo on because not my belief in Buffalo, just more so Kansas City gonna lose.
Okay.
And you remember last week, I said Kansas City is not making it to the AFC Championship game.
You said that.
What made you pick the Chargers, Ant? Everybody else had the Bengals. What made you pick the Chargers?
Chargers are better. The Bengals are who they are. Bengals is cooked. The Chargers, to me, I don't even know the score of the game. I've been at the park all day, but to me, the Chargers are a better team. Harbaugh is a good coach. He knows how to coach, and he's finally getting Justin Herbert a little bit more. They're getting a little bit more healthier. They're gonna be tough. That's gonna be one of the teams to beat Kansas City when they play again.
Hey, I think the Bengals are this year's biggest disappointment. They're up and down. I don't know what's going on.
They more down and down.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on with them. The score is 6-24 in favor of the Chargers.
They kind of.
I'm trying to figure out why did y'all pick the Bengals.
Cincinnati got some buzzer luck too, though. They got buzzer luck. They done lost like 3 of the 4 games they lost have been like by the last second stuff.
Yeah,
they lost really got blown, huh?
No, yeah, both games to Baltimore were like they lost on a missed field goal, and then some on the second game. But
telling you, they actually a good team. Their defense not great, but they actually a good team. I mean, it's a good team. They got buzzer luck this year. I'm telling you.
To me, the Bengals is the AFC version of the 49ers.
Nah.
You just said the Ravens were the AFC version of the 49ers.
Them too. The Ravens too.
Yeah. The Ravens are not as physical as the 49ers.
The 49ers are not physical.
49ers
not physical no more, man. That's a myth.
That's where you wrong at. The 49ers are as Chris Broussard would say, break dancers. They out there, they soft.
Anytime they go against the Cowboys, they physical.
I mean, that says more about the Cowboys, though.
Yeah, the Cowboys even soft. I'm just saying,
the Cowboys had some act right, and they are the one team that pushed the shit out of the Steelers. Like their defense, like really showed up and manhandled the Steelers.
The Steelers ain't that good, Squeak. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, I know.
Let's not go there. Please.
They
hold on.
anytime
They
Lamar
defense
was
is
on the
tough.
ball tonight, it seemed like the Steelers didn't even come with no safeties. Like the cameraman took so long to get any guys on defense to come over to the other receiver that caught the ball. I'm like, yeah, they ain't doing that. But I'm sorry, shit.
So it's 24-6. So we pretty much can chalk this one up, basically. So we going into Monday night, and we'll have me at 100, and then say at 90, right?
Yep.
Who playing?
Houston and Dallas.
Oh, shit.
So I'm picking Houston. So now y'all got to pick Dallas.
Oh man, I can't do it.
That's what it comes down to. Y'all got to pick Dallas.
It's a tough out.
I
Dallas.
can't do it.
Because I'm picking Houston.
It's a tough out.
I can't do it. I just cash out the winner. I ain't taking Dallas. I can't do it.
You gonna give up the opportunity to win?
I can't do it. I don't bet with teams I don't like. That's part of my diet. If you really looked at my picks every week, certain teams never get picked for me. I don't like them. I will never pick them.
Well, I'm glad you brought that to my attention. Nah, not really. It don't really matter what y'all pick. It only matters when it come down to like a Monday night or something.
Right. So if you ever see the Dallas Cowboys, the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm looking for a reason to pick against them.
Okay. So we just laid it out. Either you pick Dallas or you pay me 2 weeks in a row.
Sam may slide in there. He don't care. He'll pick them boys.
Yeah.
I will pick them boys.
Yeah.
So I will pick them boys.
Hey, so this.
But I'm more worried about points because that's where I seem to not be. I'm gonna win the week. I'm gonna tie Rodney. I'm gonna tie Rodney. I'm gonna win the week. But I got to figure out points. That's what I got to. That's where it's gonna come down to for me.
That's where you got to be in the lab.
So
Rodney been in the lab.
So Cooper Rush is gonna be that guy tomorrow night. Huh?
Hey, we gotta see. But the only way I'll be talking about points is if I get that dub tomorrow. So we'll see.
Yep.
Hey, Rod, this topic, you got to lead this. This is the Bronny situation.
Oh, the Bronny.
Feedback on this.
Yeah, so we talked about this before. The whole situation. But now with the recent updates, is that he's not going to play on the road in the G League. He's just going to play home games in the G League and travel with the Lakers. So I just wanted to bring it up to bounce it off everybody to see how they feel about it. Do they feel like, well, we know where this is coming from, but do you all think this would be a detriment to him? I'll start with you since this is your squad.
When you say a detriment to Bronny's like development,
I don't think he's ever going to be a great NBA player.
Right. Okay.
But just overall, them handling him this way.
Overall, overall is a terrible message to the team. Overall, it's a terrible message. I mean, it's saying that LeBron is over everything. What Brian wants pretty much goes. That's what it says. Just think about it. The extra guy that can't travel with the Lakers because Bronny's, I can't dress because Bronny dressing. Bronny ain't got a chance of getting no clock. So, and think about the kids that's in the G League that's better than Bronny, and they get and he's up and down with the big team. So it just kills morale for the whole thing. It would have been cool if LeBron just got him in. Like you get your son in. Now you do now you know how to do what you got to do. To stay, to go, you can get fired. So I think it just, like I said, it gives a whole team, it's a bad vibe for me for the whole team, the whole thing.
Well, don't you believe LeBron deserves that based off of what he did and what he means?
Hold on. We gave LeBron his solid. We got him in. We got his son in. At that point, you can't move chess pieces. Now you done. That was your ultimate boss move. That You done.
I just remember Magic getting an All-Star cut. Jordan, not cut, but just given away because he didn't like him. Jordan got rid of a dude because he didn't like him, given away. When you that guy, you can do this, and everybody know it. Now
So
he
wait a minute,
know
wait a minute. Go back. So you can say Magic did what now?
Magic got rid of Norm Nixon.
Yeah, the point guard. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And Magic did it. Jordan did it. I mean, when you that type of a player, you get these kind of cups. And we talking about what, the 15th man on the roster, somebody we probably don't even know. Giannis got his brother on the team. I don't know if he's going up and down to the G League, but he's just on the team, just traveling. LeBron James, and I ain't a big LeBron supporter, but hey, this is you, LeBron. I believe it was all part of you keeping him here, and they gonna do whatever. He got the coach hired, so of course you gonna do what I say and how I say it. If I want him to travel with me, he travel. If I want him to go to the G League, everybody know what it is. They knew what it was going into the season. That's LeBron, and he got a plus one. His up. That's it.
That's the perfect way to say it. Yeah, it ain't a big deal. I don't see Bronny having this immaculate career in the NBA. You know, it's just moves. It's not. It won't build team morale. It looked like LeBron wants his development to be from a professional standpoint. You know, around the NBA guys. Whereas, you know, he really should be grinding it in the G League. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, if you're good, you know, your dad will always pull you up. But the way he going about it, you know, it's just a media frenzy, you know. Your teammates may never accept you. And, you know, that's something you gotta live with. You know, they may never accept you as that dude.
It's the 15th man on the roster.
It's
Yeah,
big. That's not really what it's about, though. It ain't to me. It's not about the 15th man on the roster. But you know, it's just something that I've already said in our previous podcasts or said in our private conversations. Like the Lakers are acting like they the motherfucking Charlotte Bobcats. I mean, they're the Hornets. The New Orleans Pelicans. You know, like you're the fucking Lakers. You don't have to acquiesce to this nigga like this. I mean, it's how many years has LeBron been there? About 7?
No, 5.
5? Didn't he get there like 19 or something?
No, he got 5.
18?
I think 5 years the Lakers.
I thought it was 4 years since he won the title, right?
He won it his second year, right? His second year with the Lakers. No, his third year with the Lakers, and then 2 years. 3. So what? 6? Maybe.
So this is like his 6th or 6th year. Let's say it's his 6th year.
Yep.
And you got a bubble chip. I don't want to argue whether the legitimacy of it, but fact of the matter is, it's a bubble chip. You've missed the playoffs at least 2 times, and then you've been a play-in tournament for 2 years. So what is he? I just don't get why he has to have this cachet. Like, you know, like if he's gonna be there for 5 or 6, 10 years, yeah, I know. Yeah, we got to do this. This nigga got 2 years tops. Like, why the fuck do I have to bend over backwards and do all this shit? I'm the Lakers. Like, that's the part I just can't get over. I'm the Lakers.
If he leaves,
I'm going to get somebody.
So outside of LeBron, who do you think the Lakers can get? Because they don't have no really good young talent outside of Anthony Davis and LeBron.
I'm just saying, I'm not going to do this type of shit as if I'm the Pelicans for a cat that's only going to be there for a year or two, who ain't really. I mean, I don't know what he's.
So you okay? The Lakers losing him or letting them go? because he opted out, so he could have been a free agent and went wherever. You would have been okay as the Lakers. Be like, I'm the Lakers. I'm not doing all of that. Go somewhere else and do that.
But you know, the Lakers but the Lakers wasn't selling out prior to Brian getting there.
Nah. Hell nah.
He a cash cow now, dog. He fills
Yeah.
the seat. So
That's why I said he worked it.
It's a business kind of decision too. You know, if he was Carmelo Anthony at the end of the rope, you know what I'm saying? He could he couldn't do that, but he fills the seats, man. That dude is a cash cow.
And he makes them relevant. If he left, they would be irrelevant again.
He gets them on TV, prime time, Christmas games. Shit.
I get that. That happens, but the Lakers eventually make a move and they fix it. I'm not saying like next year they would be right back on top, but the Lakers are the Lakers. So okay, they had some down years with Kobe. You know, the last 5-6 years with Kobe were down years. But we the Lakers, we're gonna get somebody, or we're gonna continue to try to get somebody. And guess what? Boom, we got LeBron. Okay, you ride LeBron for about 7-8 years, you get you a bubble championship. You want me to draft your son? Fuck out of here. I'm the Lakers. I'm getting somebody else. Maybe not next year, maybe not the year after that. I'm the Lakers. That's the problem, Rodney. Before LeBron came, they couldn't get nobody, and they were the Lakers.
Well, because they were in the Paul George hunt, and
nobody wanted
to come to the Lakers. They didn't want to play with the greatest player of all time.
Yeah,
but even after him, we had some lean years, and we couldn't get no big free agent to come.
LaMelo Ball, yeah, nobody would come. When y'all had Ingram, a Ball, Randall, all them young talent, they couldn't. Nobody would come. They couldn't get a star. Everybody was re-signing with their team.
Yeah, that's true. That's
what I'm saying. When the Lakers was the Lakers and Magic was running the show and they had all them assets, all they needed was a free agent.
When Magic was running what show?
When he the one who drafted Lonzo, right?
Yeah.
That was a fuck up.
I mean, he was the hottest college guy, so it really wasn't no fuck
up. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying if that was a good pick or not. I'm just saying they could not get a free agent. And they were the Lakers with a lot of young talent. When they had Randall, Ingram, and Lonzo Ball, they couldn't get a free agent.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That's true.
What free agent?
They couldn't get none.
I mean, who? I mean, I can vividly know that there were certain guys that didn't want to go to LA to play with Kobe.
Nah,
but who was
not available then.
Who was in that? I'm just asking, like, who was the free agent at that time? Do we know?
What is that? The Kawhi?
Nah,
Paul George?
No. That was
when LeBron was.
LeBron was on. LeBron was with the Lakers.
Kawhi was sitting. He was sitting on San Antonio bench at that point.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. I'm just saying I don't remember who during that period. We're talking 2017, 2018. I can't remember who the free agents were at that time.
Yeah.
Only thing I can remember, they couldn't get none of them.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I think Magic just went for the draft, if I'm not mistaken. But I can't think who got a big contract that year that went somewhere else. Because nobody thought LeBron was going to ever go to the. I didn't think he was going to the Lakers. I didn't think he was going to the Lakers when he was, ending with Cleveland and stuff like that. The Lakers was the furthest thing on my mind. I thought he was probably
much his own. He really didn't have a lot of places he can go.
Yeah, but that wasn't the number one thought for me.
It was them in New York.
Yeah. Okay. Now see, that's what it was. I thought he would possibly go to New York.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
You know who don't act? You know who don't be on that bullshit?
Who?
Miami.
Yeah.
Miami like what? Fuck out of here.
We the Heat.
We the Heat.
But they ain't won shit. They ain't won shit since LeBron left. So even though they've
been to what 2 finals in the last 4 years.
Yeah,
They've been in 2 finals. So that just they like you say, we the Heat. We the Heat.
It's more. That's Pat Riley, and ain't nobody. He ain't playing with you.
Okay, and they don't necessarily have to get a free agent. Like them motherfuckers will put together some shit.
Put together a squad. It's like a rec league.
Motherfucking Heat culture is what they call it, but I don't know. But yeah, I just want to kind of pick you guys' brains on that.
That's crazy.
To me, it's just sending out a lot of bad vibes.
That's sending out. It's a bad message, man. It's a bad message.
But realistically, I haven't heard a lot of media talk on that. I just think that's a locker room thing. I don't think it really is going to affect anything. Me personally, I don't really think it's going to affect anything.
The moment they drafted him, you knew the buffoonery was going to be happening.
Yeah.
Everybody on the team, so it's kind of like we already know what it is.
Yeah, it's suspected because everybody knows that it's not like Bronny balled the hell out in college,
right?
So everybody kind of know,
he's 6'1".
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, it's other. Okay, so I'm gonna sneak one more in.
Go ahead.
I know this Bronny thing I brought up. But this is something that came up maybe a week ago, last week or something. Deion and his son and Travis Hunter. For the draft prospects, he was on one of them shows, and they asked him.
All the smoke. Was it All the Smoke? I remember.
It don't matter. He was on one of the shows, and they asked him, would he get involved in making sure his Shador don't go to this team, or go to the right team, and he said yes, but he'll do it privately. And so my question is, do you all foresee? Well, there will be an issue, but do you all have an issue with him pulling the strings behind the scenes to get his son to a certain destination?
I don't. I have no qualm. I'll do it for my son if I was able to.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said that much about it when RT did it.
Yeah.
So, no, fuck that. Yeah, I got no problem with it.
Because to me, you look at what Bryce Young went through. Star quarterback for Alabama. Now he's in the league and he's just out there by himself to the point where they're benching him. I'm pretty sure Deion don't want his son to go through that, because when the media jump on your ass, they own you.
Okay. So, but we all know it's not going to go like that. We all know it's going to be criticism when that time comes from the media and everything. Like they're going to criticize Deion for doing it because he's Deion. But does it matter? Does position matter? Like, okay, as far as a quarterback, you're a quarterback. You don't want to just go to a bad team because that could stunt your growth, and you can never reach your full potential. But he said he would do the same thing for Travis Hunter. So does the position make a difference? Because he's a cornerback or wide receiver. So really, wherever you go is where you go.
That's a good point.
So he letting you know up front, you're not just drafting them. You're going to have to go through Deion. And if they not in the right situation, this is where the NIL money come. They got enough money. They can sit out. They got the money to sit out to do that. They already paid.
But position, like I said, quarterback, yes. But if you let's say he gets drafted as a cornerback, or they want to draft him as a cornerback, and he says, you know what, Carolina? No, we ain't going to Carolina. No, fuck that. Do you think would that carry the same weight as it would where a quarterback, and you're saying, okay, as quarterback, we're not going there. But I guess my question is, do you think people would be like, oh, well, fuck you then? I'll get him another quarterback. I mean, I'll get another cornerback / wide receiver. You know, I get him. I find me one.
Right.
Whereas, go ahead.
Right, I get you. I have an issue with him doing it for Travis Hunter altogether. His son, I get. Travis Hunter, don't know other coaches do it for their players like that. That's why I think he kind of overstepping. But you're right. Whether it be cornerback or receiver, these teams would be like, go to the second round or wherever and get less money to go where you want to go. And that's it. They will pass on him more so than they would the quarterback if they think the quarterback is the guy. I don't think he can strong arm them. Fine, you don't want to play her, you ain't gonna sign. Chuck the deuces, you out. I can go find another one. You ain't got to take you.
Yeah. So to answer your question, position does matter. Position does matter. Quarterback, yeah, you want him to help you with that. But as far as like any other position, no, you shouldn't be sticking your nose. But yeah, you made a great point. The position definitely matters.
Yeah,
somebody running interference for it.
Hell yeah. You got to look at the personnel. You got to look at the development. You know, it matters. It definitely matters.
It matters more at quarterback.
Yeah, it matters at quarterback.
That's
it doesn't matter.
If it's not it probably wouldn't be an issue if it wasn't a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Neither, but see, that's the thing. I guess he's gonna cost Hunter some money if he slide, and he gonna have to bet on himself to go and make it up on the back end, meaning come out and be good, because he gonna cost him some money if he calls him. Because let's just say Carolina want to take Hunter, and he like, I ain't going there. They ain't got no quarterback. I don't like what they got. He costing himself some money.
But I don't think you look at it like that, because it's all about who they get as well. What they have right now, you never know who they draft. You know what I'm saying? You never know who comes in that draft class, you know? So I think with the Travis Hunter, that's a bluff. That's a bluff. That's a receiver D-back, you know? So you should be able to go. You should be able to go anywhere and be able to catch the ball and build a chemistry with a quarterback. If you're a defensive back, that doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to check any receiver. Vice versa. That's just a bluff. His main focus would be his son, Shador. That's what he's going to put his interest in.
No,
you try to protect him.
That's not correct. He's doing it for both.
That's what he said. I don't believe. I believe he's bluffing on Travis Hunter.
He's not bluffing. He's not bluffing. He considers Travis Hunter his son as well.
He does.
So that's not a bluff. He's gonna do it for both.
Yeah, I don't see how that works for Hunter.
And I agree. I never really thought of it till you said it, Rodney. The position matter. You can only do that with the quarterback.
Yeah.
No other position.
That's what I said.
No other position can you pull them kind of moves. The question is Shador even good enough to do them kind of moves?
He good.
He's
good.
No, I'm just saying it's like, is he that guy?
He good.
He's gonna be that guy in this draft.
Yeah.
I thought the dude from Miami, Cam Ward. Who else is there?
It's the guy at Oregon. Yeah. The Heisman. Well, but I don't know. He's not going to get drafted, I don't think.
Nah, Shador is the cream of the crop of this year's draft class.
Yeah.
So he'll be able to call the shots. Who the worst team in the league right now? Is it the Giants? No, it's who the worst team?
The
Carolina Panthers.
No, it's not the Panthers. The Panthers got like 3 wins.
So it'll be between the Raiders and the Giants.
Raiders.
I don't know.
No.
Or Browns. I think the Browns got like 2 wins.
Yeah. So you saying you think Deion will skip all them teams? Because I know he don't want him going to the Raiders.
Jacksonville.
No, I can see him going to the Raiders.
You think Deion will approve that?
Huh?
You think he would approve the Raiders?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm trying to figure out which team is he not approving.
Probably Carolina.
Cleveland, Carolina, Jacksonville,
Yeah.
like none of them
Teams
cities.
where the quarterback has struggled, ain't nothing happened.
Well, Jacksonville ain't drafting a quarterback.
No, they're not drafting. They paid
But
all that money.
Vegas is in the hunt for. They need a quarterback. Cleveland need a quarterback. Giants need a quarterback.
Pittsburgh need a quarterback. All they quarterbacks on 1 year on 1 year terms. Oh shit! After this,
He's trying to get you going, all right.
He's trying to get
he almost had it. Said he almost took the bait. He almost took the bait. I got a reaction out of him.
Oh man!
Let's get to the Swerps, y'all. What's y'all Swerp of the year?
Right.
Swerp of the week. I'm sorry. Let's get to this. Come on with you, Ant.
Let me get my phone.
San Francisco 49ers losing to these damn Seahawks at home with the season. Now that makes us to where we can only win a division to make it to the playoffs. So now we swerping, and we already got 3 losses in the playoffs. I mean, in the division. Chances are high we don't make the playoffs. 49ers swerp of the week, losing the game they couldn't lose.
All right, come to you, Rod. What's your swerp of the week?
I guess Netflix. That's my swerp of the week. Like, this was your one chance to do it, and y'all wasn't ready. Like,
what happened?
Man, that shit was buffering all night.
The server went down. They had too many people on it.
It was buffering all night.
This the first? Okay, I did not know
So
that.
I had to get off of Netflix and just stream it in order to actually get it to where it wasn't just quitting on me all the time. So yeah, Netflix is the swerp of the week.
Okay, come to you, said. What's your swerp of the week?
Yep, same thing as far as that whole fight debacle, man. From the Netflix, from Mike Tyson looking like he's 71 to
from his ass being out.
Yeah, to his ass being out shown on the TV. Man, it just
I didn't see none of that shit.
Everybody trying to bet on him, man, and thinking they finna relive some glory days. This was just a historic cultural debacle. All right. So the whole thing, but Mike being the leader, the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fiasco is my swerp of the week.
So Squeak, you didn't see it? You didn't see him when his ass was out on TV? He did an interview. He kissed the interviewer, and then he turned around and walked away, and his ass was out.
Hell nah.
Wow, wow.
They audio system was all of it. Nah, I didn't hear that. My wife, she wanted me to get a t-shirt. I was like, I don't want this shit. I didn't want it like that. Like, the event was nice. It was a beautiful, nice event, but yeah.
Question. Was it more live than Spinks and Judah?
Yep. Now, so hold on. No, because they were in their primes.
Well, I'm just talking about the event and the atmosphere.
I'm saying they were in their primes. So in St. Louis that night, it was about 2, 3, 4 fights. Here in Dallas, there was no fights, to my knowledge, that I saw in the stands. You know what I'm saying? People was drunk and stuff like that, but yeah, it wasn't no fights. It was, I would say, it was both events were sold out. Just Cowboy Stadium was a lot bigger, so it was way more people and stuff, you know. So
yeah,
and then the intro, Nelly intro was top tier.
That's the livest thing I've ever been in. That's the most electric thing I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, that was top tier. They had the arch, you know what I'm saying? Can we leave here?
I didn't even know that song.
Fireworks, like, hey, I had a whole bottle of Bacardi. Yeah, it was it was live.
Yeah.
It was live. My swerp of the
Things turn
week
out.
is from Thursday Night Football, Jaden Daniels. Young kid, rookie. He played like a rookie. I really thought he was gonna pull off the upset against the Eagles, but you know they didn't do it. So he's my swerp of the week. I really was betting and riding with my man to pull off the upset on the Eagles.
You know
What
he
do?
hurt.
Yeah,
You know, you
yeah,
know he hurt, Squeak, don't you?
yeah. I realized that about the ribs still being hurt. I said they've been lying about that, you know. So I can clearly see now that okay, it's serious for him.
You should have been seeing that in every week. He went from week 1 and week 2 running them 16 times, 10 times, to now he running 2 and 3 times a game.
Well, see, he looked good when they played against the Steelers. So that's why I was
No,
like,
I
okay,
understand, but he's still not running.
yeah, he's not running.
That's how
That
you
was,
know he hurt.
no,
Dang,
that
it was
was, I think that was
27-20.
I think that was just I think he was just trying to get him acclimated to the football game, easing him in. Now he gets more of that playbook. I think he'll run more. I think he'll run more here in his career, but I just think he was getting acclimated to the playbook. That's all.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Honorable mention Swerp of the week. The Baltimore Ravens 2-point conversion played the Tide. That was the dumbest looking
Hey,
out of all plays
I
you can
was
do
happy.
in a weapon try.
Oh,
You
God.
gonna motion right, naked, straight boot left. I'm like, what in the
But
hell is this?
they did the same thing the week before or a couple weeks before with against Cincinnati.
Dog, you can't keep running the same play.
I'm just saying they ran that same play a couple weeks ago against Cincinnati for a 2-point conversion. The same game where Jamar Chase went off for 260. They ran a 2-point conversion, and it was that same play.
Man, they got that shut down, boy. I was screaming like,
I just don't understand. Fake it to Henry, roll him to the right, put Andrews underneath, run pass option, man. Just you can't stop that. Either come to him, he throw it to Andrews, or he just run around the corner and score.
Joey Porter Jr. sniffed that one out, boy. He was all up on that play. Well, all right,
Yeah.
fellas, this wraps up episode 53. Said Hi Rod Ant. This is Pod D. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Until then, we'll see y'all next week. Pod
Next
D.
week.
Parts. Out.